In last week's episode of Back to the Drawing Board, we looked at conclave rhythms and rumba rhythms, which involved some offbeat playing. In this week's episode, we're going to expand upon this very briefly and look at syncopation and groove. I'll put the new intro in at this point, showing off my brand new guitar, which I got from Jordan Guitars. So, anyway, there we go. Right. Anyway, I just want to edit this bit out. So what I mean by syncopation in particular is like, well, in here, for example, most commonly associated with music is that you would often expect to play on the beat. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I was to play off the beat, so da, 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 that is called syncopated rhythm because everything is off beat. So for example, in this example here from last week, we would say that this beat here and this pulse here rather, and in fact this pulse here as well, are all offbeat and are therefore syncopated. So let's briefly have a look at some syncopated basic exercises for you to look at and do. This will be edited out, I don't know. Okay, so syncopation. So what we just said there basically is if we take a simple bar, let's say eighth notes just for the sake of being simple. And 4 and typical 4 on the floor, like your dance music, that kind of thing will be on the beat. So you got like or maybe it's like a cowbell introduction to the, like metal music. Will be like that. So if you have something that's highly syncopated, so let's just say every single note is now offbeat in this eighth note feel. You'll kind of get like a type like kind of backbeat, if you like, really in a way, really. In fact, it's more common of like reggae music in particular. Reggae music so laid back, they're so offbeat, basically. Kind of like that in a way. So, 15th note feel, and I thought this episode I'll give some examples of what's going on. I'm about to get copyright striked on this, so I'll start a counter, like I said there. So, anyway, cue. Let's make our way to the. Let's go to the practice corner over here. All right, welcome to the practice corner. We're going to be doing the first example is Girls Got Rhythm, one of my favourite licks. We're going to be doing it at 75 BPM, 16th note feel, if you can hear the metronome. Taka-dimmy, 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 taka-dimmy. And then we're going to do that 4 times over, and then we're going to have a look on the marker board, what's been going on. Or sorry, rather the drawing board. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... And as you can tell, I enjoy my new birthday gift. Yeah. Okay, so the first example we're looking at AC/DC's Girls Got Rhythm. Again, I tell you, I highly encourage that you play a 16th note feel in particular, really, but the astute out there would have clearly picked up and spotted upon the clave that was generally there, adding to that syncopation. AC/DC are very famous for it in particular in a way, so what we're doing there, so if we type out, Girls Got Rhythm. There's 1 there on D and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, and that is a great way of phonetically doing that. Very similar to conical. Again, if you haven't checked out your conical, look in one of the corners here for that lesson that I did there. It's a very good one. So if you remember what we were doing on that, the first bit, so you're almost hitting the kind of second beat there if you're feeling it on the beat. So you're slotting in that last bit there, going around here roughly. So you're getting a feel for it rather than look at it as exactly being on something in a way. To get that real nice kind of like almost kind of gluey, kind of like rubbery kind of groove in a way, you sort of feel it slotting around about here is how I approach it in a way. So dun, gun, gun. It's almost on the offbeat here, isn't it? Dun, gun, dun, gun, gun. Yeah. Dun, gun. There you go, there you go. It's almost like a kind of like a da, gong, dun, gong. Dong, dong. See, you've got this kind of linkage here between 16th sort of note feel really. There you go, that's it. Slotted nicely. Dang, gong, 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 ding, gong, boom, gong, dong, gong, gang, gong, gong, ding, gong, dong, gong, dong, gong, gang, gong, gong, ding, gong, dong, gong, dong, gong, gang, gong, gong, ding, gong, dong, gong. You can feel it finish nearly on the 4 beat there. So this is what's happening here, is what I'm seeing. Girls Got Rhythm. You may see it slightly differently as a guitar player. You may feel, oh well, I'm playing a bit too rigid there, and perhaps you might want to move it over slightly or come over slightly. It's all to do with how you practice your regime, really, in a way. But that's how I did that one. So yeah, favorite of mine in particular. Okay, next one. All right. Here we are with the second example. This is the breakdown section in between each verse for Out to Get Me by Guns N' Roses. We're going to do that 4 times over, 16th note feel, 70 BPM. I'm going to put a copyright strike counter in the corner here because I'll definitely get striked for this one. And we'll go back to the drawing board to have a look at what's been going on once I've played it. 3, 4. What an idiot. But okay, so that one was Out to Get Me. Not the whole song, although I do recommend looking at the whole song. It's very good. It's a great hard rock song from Guns N' Roses. Particularly, I'm a big fan of Slash's kind of playing as well. I'm just starting to get into that myself. So in this particular instance, the song was called Out to Get Me. And we looked at the breakdown section in particular. So again, we can look at it. The way they spell it as well is Out to Get Me. Now we had the similar feel here, but this time it was more chugged, so there was kind of like an anchor point in the song. We'll know that bit, but it's part of the groove as well. It's worth learning. So you can already hear the syncopation, but the notes are more accentuated. So again, if you want to go back to looking at your accentuation, check in the corner somewhere. I can never get which one it is really. That lesson is worth looking at too for back to the drawing board. So you got to get that feel for it. So get the feel for it if you're listening. So already the syncopation there getting you grooving. So I would go. There's a dud note there. Dun dun chung, dun dun chung, dun dun chung, dun dun chung. Is 1 bar before you go into the bum-ba-ga-dum, bum-ba-ga-dum, bum-ba-ga-dum. Oh, there's a little lick as well. Dun-da-ga-dum, bum-ba-ga-dum, 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 bum-bum-jing, jing, 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 bum-ba-ga-dum, bum-ba-ga-jing, bum-ba-ga-jing. I think it's almost here. Dum-da-ga-dum. You know, sometimes I forget what I actually even play, really. It's something like that there, that last bit there. I feel it. bum bum jing 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 bum bum jing bum jing bum jing bum jing. Sounds so I get all weirder at this. Fucking hell. Right. So there, you can see it all fitting in basically. This one is highly syncopated, really, compared to Girls Got Rhythm. So Slash is really, he's coming in an offbeat here with the accentuation. I mean, yes, you've got the kind of like the chub notes here, but the accentuated notes, the kind of the melody. Bum bum jing 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 bum 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 jing bum jing bum jing bum jing. So there you go. There's How to Get Me. That was terrible. So that concludes episode 3 of Back to the Drawing Board. In this one, I've got some guitar involved. We've also introduced the practice corner for future ideas I might do, and my lovely brand new guitar that I mentioned that I also got from Jordan Guitars. So if you zoom in this corner here, Jordan Guitars is, he's part of the family of shops that I like. Again, if you have any suggestions in this video, like, comment, subscribe. Talking about guitar, talking about music, and remember, feel the groove, man, and rock. See you next week. This is okay. Right, fucking hell.